Sergeant Alvin Hudson here. Alvin, how many years did you have in the National Guard all told?
Well, it was probably 6 years, but I went in right to World War II.
Okay.
I went in, and I was in Headquarters Company, 1st Battalion.
Okay.
And we reorganized the National Guard in the valley here. There was 13 of us that reorganized the first Headquarters Company, all of them. After shut down for about a year. And so, but anyhow, we had a pretty good time.
Good.
But, we had to go back and camp. We went up down at Pendleton and Virginia Beach and fight the mosquitoes and get all those places opened up, and went back to Pickett. It was Camp Pickett then, now it's Fort Pickett.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing there. So our company reorganized the group of people that opened up all these military bases. They shut down for about a year and a half,
Yep.
And so.
Well, by the way, now for your information, Camp Pendleton is now again owned by the state of Virginia.
I know. I went down there. My daughter lives in Virginia Beach, and we went out there last year and looked at it. I couldn't believe, what was left.
State Military Reservation is what it is now. This is Mr. Chuck Neighbor. Chuck came to us from Kansas. I think you were a draftee.
Yes, I was.
That was attached to the 29th Division during Normandy. And Chuck had the unenviable task of carrying what you carry in World War II, Chuck, in the invasion of Omaha Beach.
A spare tank for flamethrower.
Flamethrower. All right. If you ever had a man that was interested in getting away from the enemy or bringing the fight to him, he was the man. One shot, and we'd have never seen this big, great guy. Daddy Hugh Wills. Daddy Hugh Wills.
He's gonna lie now.
He's gonna lie. He leads up.
Came back to us through the 30th Division, and he was in Normandy with us. And Daddy Hugh Wills would probably be a general today if it wasn't for his lip.
He talks too much.
But I do know him. Daddy Hugh Wills is 90 years old, and when I got here yesterday, he was out there mowing the grass in the front yard. And he has been so gracious each year to open his almost 100-year-old cabin up to us for our picnic each year. Thank you, Daddy Hugh.
Sometimes 2 years. 2 a year.
Yeah, sometimes 2 a year. Colonel Tom, he came to us, introduced to us by our friend Hugh, and Tom, you were in the 26th Division, weren't you?
26th.
How many years did you put in, Brother Tom?
28.
And what was your rank when you got out?
I was a major when I got out, and stayed with the reserve through the intervening years, the reserve and the guard, and ultimately retired from the service as a lieutenant colonel.
All right, that's pretty good for starting out as a Dan Carnes. Dan is still with the Veterans Administration?
No, I retired.
You retired now?
Yeah, I'm retired.
And would you tell us what unit you went in and what year, Dan?
I quit high school and went in the Army Reserve in 1963, came back, went in the regular Army, spent 2 years in Vietnam, came back, went in the Guard for a year, got out, came back in 77, got commissioned in 80, retired as a lieutenant colonel in 2006.
Dan, I know you, and Dan still serves the veterans, very much so. I want to thank a friend of mine, Frank Hensley.
Bill Queen.
Frank Hensley, one of my neighbors, and Frank has put in many years in the Virginia Army National Guard, with 29th Division. Frank, when did you go in?
I was the first
recruit when they come back.
The first recruit?
The first recruit when they come back. Yeah. Captain Sink and Colonel old age, my memory's gone now.
No, that's all right.
They needed 17 men to get federal recognition, and they asked me if I was in the Guard. Said, will you sign up so we can get federal recognition? And I said, no, I'm out. After solicitation, he said, if you will sign up for us, with us till we get to, I'll discharge you as soon as we recruit a man. And I signed up. So that would be in 1946.
Hubert Hobbs. Sergeant Hobbs. Now, Hubert came to us through the 115th Division, and he served with Harry Richardson. I don't know, how many years, Hubert? How many years you been in the post?
Oh, Harry was a very active Minuteman when I joined.
Okay.
I guess Bob Salt and I joined about the same time.
You and Bob?
Yeah, because he and I, he was a coach and I was a referee, an umpire, and we worked out there on those fields in Wasena Park for 20 years and didn't know that the other one had landed on D-Day.
Yes, this is another D-Day. This is Omaha Beach, man.
And if you think Chuck Neighbors was sky high, think what would have happened to me if I got hit, especially with a tracer. I had 20 half-pound blocks of TNT on me, making a total of 10 pounds. And when I found that my pillbox was knocked out and unfunctional, man, it didn't take me long to get rid of that stuff.
Well, the listing date was August 24th, 1944. And the full name is J.S. Hunter.
All right. All I know him is Sergeant Hunter. And he's a very good supporter. And he buddies up with Robert Key.
Yeah, me and Robert buddies.
And Alan Huddleston when Alan can get out.
Well, he's doing better. He thinks he might be able to make the next one, which is Wednesday.
That is great. That is great. To meet a past commander for about, what, 11 years, Barry?
Oh, of the post, yeah. Since
Post commander.
96.
Since 1996. He gave it up this year. And we're all very appreciative of your service, sir. And
it was a privilege for me.
I address him as sir because he is a retired lieutenant colonel.
Nope.
I'm sorry, he made it full bird, didn't he?
Betcha.
And he is a wonderful worker with the Boy Scouts of America. And Barry, how many years all told have you got this military credit?
32.
32.
34 with the Boy Scouts.
And I'm looking forward for his support in our October National Convention right here.
Yes, indeed.
Barry, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
John Dynamite Kessel. You tell him to go blow you a tank trap, he'll blow up half the mountain. John went into the 29th Division in what year, John?
1939.
1939.
Airborne.
No, John started out in the 29th, 116th Regiment. And what happened was that they said, that's a good man. And they sent him to OCS. Made an officer out of him, almost ruined him, but we got him by. And as an officer, he went through North Africa.
Anzio.
And we tell him that he chased Rommel out of North Africa. He went through Anzio. And
Sicily.
Yeah, through Sicily.
France twice.
Through France and ended up, you went through Belgium too.
Yeah, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Holland, all the way to Berlin with the 82nd Airborne after I came out of the hospital.
But he did pause in a little place called Bastogne.
Yeah.
John was in the Battle of the Bulge with the
509 Parachute Battalion.
Yes, sir, with 509. John made 14 jumps.
17.
I'm sorry, 17.